Horse racing fans, I'm going to be giving you the video of the Saudi Cup coming this Saturday, February 20th, from across the seas. Looks like a great race with a couple of American horses coming in, with Knicks and Charlatan dueling it out. I have some High West whiskey that I'll be drinking today in the episode, so go and check it out if you are a fan of bourbon. I highly suggest this High West American Prairie bourbon. It's pretty good. That's what I'll be drinking during the show. So I have the past performances pulled up for this race 8 for the Saudi Cup, $10 million race. Going a mile and an eighth for 3-year-olds and up. Like I said, just a great setup here. Looking at some of the first ones, I believe the number 1 horse, or in the post 1 horse, has already scratched out, so there's no number 1. Looking at number 2, Bangkok here for Andrew Boulding. Ryan Moore's going to get the mount. The horse 18-4 and 6 lifetime. Kind of coming in here, I wouldn't say winless. Won his last time out at a handicap race in Great Britain, so it doesn't have the form of some of these other horses. It doesn't have that Group 1 or Grade 1 and Grade 2s victories, but it has ran in some Grade 1s back in June and July, so it has the experience, but I don't think it's going to be a contender, so I'm moving on from this one here. And then the horse is all the talk right now is going to be Charlatan, coming out of post 9, number 3, 7-5 morning line favorite currently. For Bob Baffert, Mike Smith's going to get the mount. Really hasn't done anything wrong, depending on how you look at it. Looking at the past performances here, the Arkansas Derby, Charlatan did win the race, however was disqualified. And that's a topic for another day that I'm not going to go into much detail. But looking at his last victory in the Malibu back in December, just seemed like it was just a easy setup win for him. Really didn't have any competition in there. Collusion Illusion maybe was one of his closest competitors, but nobody really touched him. Kind of set right off the pace, ran second, and then was able to easily pass by Express Train in the stretch. Drew off just as easily as he's done in most of his other races. Definitely one that's going to be heavily favored in here. However, he's not raced in 56 days. Looking at his past performance workouts, however, he seems to be putting in great workouts compared to all of the rest of his competitors. So probably one that's going to be heavily favored. Definitely one that I'm going to use and bet in if any exactas or trifectas that I may try on my TVG account. So definitely going to use Charlatan here just because Bob Baffert with Mike Smith. Going on, you got number 4 coming out of post position number 1, Chua Wizard for Raju Okuba. A horse coming from Japan. Had a nice victory last time out in the Champions Cup, Grade 1. So definitely one to kind of keep an eye on to see how much money gets put on this horse. 18-10, 3-4 lifetime, almost 4.5 in earnings. So definitely has the potential and the class coming in. He won another Grade 1 back in December of 2019 in Japan, so it's all going to depend on how this horse ships, which it probably doesn't have as far as shipping as the other ones, so definitely one to watch and see where that money goes leading up to race time. Number 5, you have Extra Elusive coming out of post 14, so all the way outside, for Holly Doyle and Roger Charlatan. The horse is 16-5 lifetime. Kind of one that could go either way. Has ran in some Grade 1s. Last time out finished 6th. But seems to set up better in the Grade 3s. Kind of ran with some similar company in here. Has been beaten by Global Giant, who's the one we're going to talk about next, and Bangkok, who was the one that we already talked about. So one that I'm kind of shying away from right now. I know Holly Doyle's been racing really well over there, but just seems like this horse isn't going to have the setup that it's needed. And like I said, here's number 6, Global Giant for John Gostin and Frankie Dettori. Got beat last time out in the Bahrain International. by Simpson, who's a horse that's coming up later. And also ran in a grade 3, finishing third to Extra Elusive, the horse that we just talked about with Holly Doyle. So another one that's kind of has this Great Britain experience, but coming into the Saudi Cup is just a little bit different. And kind of, I guess, cutting back a little bit in distance, going 1.125 miles. But still, I just don't know if it has the class from some of these other horse races or horses in this race. And it's kind of coming off of the turf, coming back to dirt. So that's kind of a flag that I kind of still am a little bit shaky on whether I want to use Global Giant or not. Going on, number 7 is Great Scott for Abdullah Mashrif. Has won a grade 1 last time out here on this track, the King Faisal grade 1. But they only ran a mile, so kind of stretching out here. Possibly one to watch too, just because it has the familiar scene setting up at this track. It also ran in a handicap race here a couple years back, where it was beating out by Midnight, Bisu, and Maximum Security. So has the race experience, but just the class seems to be the issue. Going on, we have number 8, or in post position 5, the 5-2 on the morning line. We have Knicks Go coming off that huge win in the Pegasus Invitational, where he kind of outran Jesus' team in Independence Hall with no problems, led start to finish. Kind of looking for that same setup in here. Is he going to go to the front? Will anybody press him for the pace? He should have that similar setup, and I believe Charlatan is the only one that's going to give him a run for the win. I believe it's a 2-horse race between those two. If they go out and duel for the lead, that's where my other horses that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, where they come into play. Knicks Go really hasn't done anything wrong in the past 4 starts. He's won all 4 of them. Huge speed figure, seems to be getting better as he goes on. Ever since his dirt mile win and then the Pegasus win, this just seems like it'll kind of cap off those last 3 races and then kind of kick off his 2021 kind of more than what the Pegasus would have. $3 million in earnings, so looking to add to that with this big $10 million earning here. Just seems like the horse to beat, and I'm going to try to use him to beat Charlatan if possible, knowing Charlatan comes through the Baffert barn. Number 9, Max Player, coming out of post position 4 for Steve Asmussen and Umberto Rispoli. Just seems like a horse that just can't find second or third recently in these big races going against tougher competition. However, it was beat out 2 times by Tiz the Law. It's been beat out by Authentic, was beat out by Swiss Skydiver. I just don't know if it has enough to run with Knicks Go and Charlatan coming in here, and especially Tacitus and some of the other horses. So I'm gonna pass on this shipper from the States coming in. I just don't feel that it has what it needs to run in this. Number 10, we got Military Law, 12-1 on the morning line. Looking at the past races, 11-5 overall. Just really hasn't done much in these bigger ones. Kind of finished second in a grade 2 last time out. Won that grade 2, my apologies. Finished second in a grade 1 the time before that. So kind of a toss-up here. I mean, the horse is familiar with the area. It doesn't have to ship as far. It's just depending on if it has the class to run with some of these other top class horses that have been brought here from the States. But definitely one to keep an eye out on. Just seems that has the grade 1s and grade 2 experiences. If it can get a nice setup and have the class to run with Charlatan and Knicks Go, definitely use it. Number 11, coming out of post position 12, Mishrif. Another horse for John Gosden and David Egan get this one. I was kind of interested in this one because Frankie Dettori gets the other John Gosden mount in here, and not on Mishrif as he was on the time before it. The horse finished grade 1 or finished 8th in that grade 1. So I'm kind of shying away from Mishrif here, just because of the jockey change. But however, last time David Egan was on this horse, it finished first in the pre-do Jockey Club grade 1 at Newmarket. So again, just a toss-up on kind of what you like, what your setup is. The horse is lightly raced. Has only raced 5 times in 2020. So kind of a fresher horse maybe coming in here if you are one that kind of likes those lighter raced horses. 12, Semser, coming out of post position 11, 30 to 1 on the morning line for Fozzie Nas. Again, the horse is 11-4 and 3. The grade 1s and grade 2s, the big stakes races, just aren't there for this horse. It has beat out Global Giant, who we talked about earlier, winning and beating some other horses that have been in here in company. So definitely knows how to find the winner circle, but can it do it against this class of field? So I'm passing on number 12, Semser. 13, coming out of post position, number 8, Sleepy Eyes Todd for Miguel Silva and Alexis Moreno. The horse is 16-8 lifetime. Just one that seems, again, to struggle against these tougher class picks. Knicks Go outran this horse last time out. Just really didn't have anything for that competition. They finished 4th in the Pegasus. However, did win the grade 3 Mr. Prospector with Tyler Gaffalione aboard. But again, it was just a different field and a different setup than what this horse probably prefers. The horse may be better going shorter distance, as some of his wins have came at 7 furlongs, and he's going 1 1/8 here. Just don't know if he likes or prefers that distance. And 14, coming out of post position, number 7, the one that could play spoiler in here. Definitely going to use this horse just because I like the horse itself. Is Tacitus for William Mott and John Velasquez. Kind of getting a cutback in distance, going from 1 1/8, been running in 1 1/4. Finished 4th in the Breeders' Cup Classic behind Authentic and Improbable. 3rd in the Jockey Club Grade 1 behind Happy Saver. Let's see. His last win was in the Suburban Grade 2, where he ran a 105 with Johnny V aboard. So that's something to note. Just make sure that you circle that if you have the past performances in front of you, that John Velasquez was on this horse when he got his last win. So maybe Johnny V knows that secret touch to get Tacitus home here, and to kind of cap off this 5-year-old run and what a great horse this has become, and see what his future kind of holds. So definitely I'm going to use Tacitus, just because I think he's got the experience, and I think with them sending him here, they know something is special with this horse. 15, coming out of post 13, Derevo. Another horse that's kind of been stationed here, looking to kind of play spoiler. Kind of won the grade 1 custodian of the 2 Holy Mosques last time out. So definitely something to note there, that it has that grade 1 win under its belt in 2021. But 12-4 and 2 lifetime, and just some smaller races thereafter. So probably one that I'm kind of going to shy away from and kind of stick to my state shippers in here. And then 16, the horse is 91 on the morning line, so it possibly is going to be scratched out as Cara Blanco. So I'm not going to go too much into detail on there. So there you have it for my Saudi Cup Derby picks. I'm going with number 8, Knicks Go on top. I'm probably going to use number 14, Tacitus, and number 3, Charlatan underneath. My long shot pick in here, I'm going to go with probably number 6. I believe that was the Sophie Doyle driven horse. I just think that she's doing, or sorry, that's the Frankie Dettori, number 6, Global Giant, for John Gosden. The horse just seems to be able to run with some of these. And I know he's been kind of hit and miss on the board here recently, but I think the horse has the perfect setup in here to be my long shot pick. So just good luck if you're playing the Saudi Cup for 10 million. Remember, it's Friday. No, it is Saturday, February 20th. And I believe it's like a 12:40 Eastern start. So make sure you bet on whatever wagering site you're betting on. And to try to get one of these long shots in underneath these top competitors coming in. Make sure to like and subscribe and follow us on all of our social media outlets. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Cheers.